shot. Left hand. And Pagaling is down, and he's gone.
James Twin for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about what could be, and I believe has a great chance to be, the next star of Filipino boxing. The number 8 IBF and number 14 WBC ranked Bantamweight contender. Yes, Kenneth Lover. Let's talk about Kenneth Lover, because Kenneth Lover, the lover boy, man, this is a guy that when you watch him fight, like he really jumps off the page. He jumps off the screen. And you know, there's a couple other Filipino fighters that I'm gonna make videos about. Like I'm gonna do a video about Carl James Martin, who's a good fighter himself. But I'm not as high on Carl James Martin as this guy. I'm higher on this guy in Kenneth Lover, and I'm hoping that this is a guy that becomes a big factor in the bantamweight division, because I feel like he has a lot to offer. So let's talk about him. Kenneth Lover is a hard punching southpaw, an explosive southpaw. Now, when you talk about the Philippines and you talk about explosive southpaws, they have the explosive southpaw in box history, Manny Pacquiao. And I know it's very common for Filipino fighters to get compared to Manny Pacquiao. You know, they're always looking for the next Manny Pacquiao. Look, there's only one Manny Pacquiao. There will only ever be one Manny Pacquiao, and the next Pacquiao is not coming through the door. But for some reason, he's getting compared to Pacquiao, and I do think there are some similarities. He does seem to have a bit of the Pacquiao style. You know, he is working with Pacquiao's former strength and conditioning coach, Alex Ariza. And Ariza, look, Alex Ariza worked out with the best in the business. He worked with Pacquiao. He worked with Mir Khan. He worked with Floyd Mayweather. He worked with a lot of fighters over the years. He's been retired for some time. Ariza actually came out of retirement to work with Kenneth Lover. So that right there will tell you something. But Ariza stated that Kenneth Lover reminds him a lot of Manny Pacquiao. And I know people will say, like, oh, well, BT, you know, Alex Ariza, you know, he gave Manny Pacquiao special shakes, right? And that's why Pacquiao was knocking out these guys like Cotto and these kind of things, right? Which, whatever, that's up for debate, and I'm not going to debate or agree or disagree. But if there's one guy on earth that would have a good perception of what Pacquiao looked like, and who could say accurately who is kind of like a Pacquiao, it'd be him. He was spending every day around Manny Pacquiao. So, you know, it's high praise. We'll see. I definitely think he's got that same explosiveness that Pacquiao had. He's not going to scale as many weight classes, but he's got that same explosiveness at bantamweight. So let's talk about him. In his career thus far, I would say his best, or one of his best wins, would be probably Keita Kuwahara. He knocked out Keita Kuwahara in one round. This is the same Keita Kuwahara that has that's beaten Kazuki Nakajima, who's a good fighter in this weight class, and he just demolished him. Other than that fight, there really hasn't been much to talk about in terms of opposition. Now, we're gonna find out a lot more about Kenneth Lover, because he's got a fight coming up on August 17th against Luis Concepcion, the former world champion. A very faded version of Luis Concepcion, I might add, but nonetheless, Luis Concepcion is still a good fighter and a veteran, and a guy that, you know, is a test for him at this stage of Lover's career. So there's that. You know, and he does, what's crazy about Lover is he does train with Pacquiao a lot. He's in the Pacquiao gym. He trains alongside Pacquiao. So he's basically getting that Pacquiao mentorship, or, you know, being around him so much. And it is worth noting too that I want you guys, if you guys get a chance, go watch the knockout of Kenneth Lover against a fighter named James Pagaling back from 2023. He knocked him out in the fourth round. I want you guys to go watch that knockout. It's pretty damn crazy. That was the fight. That was the fight where I was like, damn, like, really? Like, this guy's really punching like that. And from what I've also read about Kenneth Lover, apparently he has like a three fight deal with Kameda Promotions, and apparently there's a clause in that deal that says that he's gonna get a title shot. So, you know, Kameda Promotions seems to be making a big play in boxing, not just in Japan but abroad. You know, they had a card in Kyrgyzstan recently. They've They've invested into some of the great Japanese prospects like Aoya Yokoyama. They had Angel Leo fight in a world title fight over there against Noe Kameda. So they're doing some great things, and I think they might try to go ahead and do this fight with Kenneth Lover for the world title now that he's co-promoted by them. I'll tell you this, man, and I said this in my video about Rico Masuda. I really feel like, really feel like one of the fights to make in this division and in boxing, which would really capture people's imagination, would be Rico Masuda versus Kenneth Lover. I think, you know, when you talk about those two, you're talking about two of the hardest punching southpaws in the division and two of the hardest punching southpaws pound for pound in boxing right now. And then on top of that, to make things even crazier, you're talking about two of the highest ranked contenders, one from Japan, one from the Philippines. We know that Japan versus the Philippines is a big rivalry in boxing. I just don't see how I don't see how that fight isn't a hit, how it's not a great fight, how it's not a fun fight. So, yeah, Kenneth Lover, the jury's still out on how far he'll go. But if you're asking me, if you're asking who my favorite like upcoming Filipino fighter is in the sport of boxing, it would be this guy. He really, when he punches these guys, is different. Like, it's different. And Filipino fighters throughout the course of history have always punched a little different than a lot of countries in the world. And he's no different. So, yeah, I'm really excited for him. If there's one Filipino fighter I'm really excited for and really excited about, it is Kenneth Lover. We'll see how he does against Luis Concepcion. That'll give us more, you know, information on where he's at, because this is the first, you know, guy who's been at that world championship level, even if he is old and faded. We'll see. Let's see how he looks against them, and then from there, I think they can step him up, and we'll see if he can go all the way and win the world title. But those are my thoughts for now. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Kenneth Lover? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.